Hey guys, we are here for a random Tuesday Paintapalooza. We haven't done one in forever. And I thought, why not do one on the absolute busiest week that we've had in a long time?
we only have like 6 other videos to do still, but it'll be fine.
We actually have all this stuff we need to get painted, and we're like, let's just hang out with our friends. It's Black Friday week. It's Thanksgiving week. I will drop a link just to the website. You don't really need individual links. If you go to the website, Caitlin has all the sale collections on the main page, so you can see everything that's on sale. We have 20% off of all stencils. We have some specific, which I'll show you because I made a little sample board.
I'm going to try to use a couple of them too.
Okay, specific stencils for Black Friday that are on super duper sale. So they're not an additional 20, they're just really marked down. And they're brand new, which is kind of fun. And then we have 25% off milk paint and 30% off Iron Orchid designs and 20% off the JRB rice paper, which is the 20 by 30 papers. No code needed. So you just go on the website, buy all the right stuff, get all the great discounts. So we're going to go ahead and get started. All this stuff is thrifted. I don't think we paid over $5 for anything. How much did you pay for this?
This I think was like $2 or $3.
Okay, yeah. So
it might have been up to $5. I don't know. It's been a week now since I've even thought about how much I paid for this. So I know people, we had discussed doing like a beadboard on this, but I always wanted to just paint the OSB and leave the texture. I've seen a few OSB floors that have been sanded down and then just sealed with like epoxy seal or like not a veneer. What's the word? I can never remember the word I'm looking for. Anyway, they get sealed hard, and I've seen them in like regular kitchens and stuff. I think they look really cool. This is not going to be that look, but I did sand it down and it got really smooth and splinter free. So we're good.
Somebody asked if we were painting the couch in our thumbnail. So no, that is not even really a thumbnail. That's just like our, banner for our
homepage. On
we don't even own that couch anymore. That was our couch like four couches ago. Yeah. We need to update that. But whenever you go live, like it just resorts to that. Once this video is no longer live, it will have a thumbnail of us painting. We're just painting thrifted finds today.
So I'm using White Swan and DIY paint. Went with the DIY because this wood is, even though I sanded it, it's pretty textured. The OSB is meant to be like a siding type material or flooring, like subfloor type material. It's not supposed to be the end finish, but someone made this tote. I like the shape of it. I did do some planing on the edges where it wasn't nailed together good. But other than that, I'm just going to get it painted, and then I think I'm going to stencil. I've got some big stencils and some little stencils.
So can you scoot that over just like a little bit, because I'm worried that I can't scoot over much more this way or I'll be off camera.
I haven't decided what I'm going to do exactly with the stencils, but it is going to get stenciled.
So we are using the Cottage color line. Well, Zeb's using DIY paint, so that'll need to be sealed. I'm using plum pudding in the Cottage color line, and this has a built-in sealer. I actually like the top of this shelf, but I'm not a fan of the base of it. I just feel like it was too tone on tone. So I don't know where I'm gonna go from here, but I'm gonna start out with plum pudding, leave the top natural. And then my next project, I have a globe off camera here that I'm gonna put some Iron Orchid Designs transfers. And then I also have, if you guys remember that cutting board that we bought that had the crock that's back here glued on it, Zeb sanded that down for me, and I'm going to be using milk paint to do kind of like a faux stain on it because it's food safe, and then sealing it up with hemp oil. So that way it's safe to use with food and sealed. So that's kind of the 3 projects I'm working on. Zeb's going to do some stenciling.
I have these sleds over here that I'm going to do as well.
He has a vision for them.
Well, I have the stencils out. I don't know what the vision is yet.
You guys getting all ready for Thanksgiving? We, Zeb and I are actually we love to cook. Well, I shouldn't say love. I have to be in the mood.
I enjoy it.
Zeb loves to cook. We are not cooking for Thanksgiving because if anybody's in retail, you know that this is like our busiest. This is like the last big push before the end of the year. And it's where you make enough money to survive till February. Like that's just the way that it is. And so we are actually eating out on Thursday. We're going to Asian Star. I will make a couple of pies. And then we'll do more home cooking like in December. December is typically slower for us. And so we always plan ahead. And I used to stress out about having to make everything from scratch, but I don't anymore. I know how. Like I've done it. I probably could get a t-shirt that says I have cooked the whole Thanksgiving from scratch, and it was good. But
and it was good. Disclaimer.
And it was good because sometimes it's not good when it's all from scratch. So my kids love Chinese food, so we're gonna go to Asian Star, eat some Chinese food.
So the thing about like the cooking, and I know that some people are like, it's so expensive to eat out on the holidays.
Oh my gosh,
for
Thanksgiving is so expensive.
To like do everything from scratch or even buy it pre-made, or sometimes people have it catered. It's all about the same cost.
Yeah.
Except for now I don't have to do the work or clean up.
Yeah. And Zeb likes Thanksgiving leftovers, but I'm gonna be honest, he's about the only one. So every year when we do a whole Thanksgiving, like Zeb is like refusing to let anybody else eat out or buy any other food till Thanksgiving. Leftovers are gone. And so there's like this constant struggle over every meal. So it's just easier if we don't have the leftovers to begin with, then there's no argument.
I'm like, listen, there's a half a turkey in there. We're not going out to eat.
Nobody's going to be sad about eating leftover shrimp chow mein or shrimp fried rice or sushi or anything like that. Nobody's going to be sad about that around here. So we've decided to try Chinese. Let's see. I finally caught you live. I love all my copper I've gotten from you. I want to ask what you use to clean all your copper. So we use ketchup and like Brillo pads. Be careful because things can be abrasive. But if you just want to polish them up, you can use like ketchup and a scrub brush or like extra fine steel wool.
Yeah, the like the 4 zeros or 5 zeros steel wool.
And they make polish specific to copper you could use too. That's probably better than ketchup, but that's just what we do because it's non-toxic.
Yeah, it's pretty stinky.
I've also used lemon juice and flour and made like a scrubbing paste before.
The lemon juice does work good.
Anything acidic, really. That's where the ketchup comes in handy. I do have some copper I'm going to be polishing. Oh, I forgot. We need to do some polishing before we have our video. I have some things we need to get up there. So yeah, we're working on since we're done with this today, we're going to get going on our home tour. There's we're mostly decorated.
Jamie was like, let's do a Christmas tour. I'm like, we filled one thing for it. What are we going to actually do?
Yeah.
So we're going to work on that today.
We're going to work on that and get whatever it is, it is. My house might not be perfect, but the tour will be going up on Thursday. So you can, Lori says, I'm ordering our dinner for the first time, praying it's good. Yeah, it's hard when you order if you've not eaten there or had that before. It can be like last year we did Buco de Beppo and it was okay. But as far as the Thanksgiving, so we had Italian food, then we also ordered their Thanksgiving meal, and the Thanksgiving specific stuff really wasn't that great. Previous to that, we've done like Brazilian steakhouse. And I kind of wanted to go, there's this place called Grand America and do that buffet, but they couldn't get us in until 7:45 at night.
Next year, maybe we'll be more prepared and get our reservation in like August.
Yeah, we'll do it ahead of time.
So we're not eating it like when it's time to go to bed. I don't want to be that full and have to drive home.
Yeah. Well, what's happened in the past is like I spend my whole time like cooking, and then there's like 30 minutes of eating, and then like 4 hours of kitchen cleanup. And I just really love like eating out, and then sometimes we'll go to the movies and I take a nap. Like it's totally chill. And it's funny because sometimes I feel like the traditional people are like, oh, that's you don't want to do that, blah blah blah. But then we just do it anyways and enjoy ourselves. It's fine. Like you do you, boo. And maybe once we have like a whole big family of like a bunch of grandkids and stuff, then we'll do things differently.
Yeah, I did enjoy like getting together at grandma's when I was a kid, and like all my cousins
you enjoyed it because you weren't the one cooking.
Yeah, I wasn't cooking. Hardest thing I had to do was stay out of the kitchen.
So yeah, there's that one. But my oldest boy, he's really into traditional Thanksgiving meal, but he ain't coming for Thanksgiving. And the rest of my kids are like, yeah, let's do Chinese. So anyways, we don't really have a lot of Thanksgiving prep going on here. I'll make a few pies tomorrow. I do have to go to the shop and do some shipping because Keziah, who is the floor manager, she is going out of town. Ivy is already out of town. Caitlin is out of town and working from her computer. And so it's just Megan and Sabrina this week, and it's Sabrina's last week. So I got to go in and help ship a little. If you guys are ordering from the sale, please just know that there is a huge volume. So we will do our best to get our orders out in as timely as possible, but it's not going to be like the next day. It's like a huge influx of orders, and we're a small business, so we can only do so much, but we will get them out. The sale is really good. It's our best sale of the year. All right, so
it
here's
actually
this.
might be the best. I don't think we've had more on sale for as much of a sale ever. Like this is probably our best sale we've ever done.
So this is juniper in here. We're gonna, or not juniper, plum pudding. Juniper's green. We'll let this dry. All I have to do is second coat this, and then I don't know if I'm going to do a white dry brush or distressing. Renee says we usually go to Cracker Barrel, but we're actually doing potluck style Thanksgiving. Any idea when the stove is coming? It could come. It could take as long as till like February because it comes from Italy, and so they have to make it. It's handmade, so they got to make the stove and then ship it. So we'll see. Sometimes they have them in stock and they come faster, but I don't know. Thanksgiving.
Jamie probably picked the most popular color.
Christmas time, like I told you guys,
that's the way our luck goes.
Yeah, Christmas time is a lot slower for us, so we do a lot more. Like I make tamales, and we'll do like a ham dinner at some point. Tamales is a lot of work, but it's fun. Tamales has been our tradition because I grew up next to the border, but also because if you make them yourself, you can use whatever meat that is in the back of your freezer to like slow cook and shred. And it's a relatively inexpensive meal that feels special. And by the time Christmas rolls around, you're tired of spending money.
Well, you really only make them that time of year. Like you're not making tamales all year.
Nope. So I'm just painting this bird's butt because it got broken. And Queen Bee is like the exact right color. And as soon as it dries, I'll clear wax and dark wax it. And this will be perfect. I think this already sold. I've only ordered catering from Cracker Barrel, but this year we're going to the restaurant. Sometimes the restaurants can be crazy busy. So be super, super patient if you haven't eaten out on Thanksgiving before. I'm hoping that Asian Star is much like Buco de Beppo. Buco de Beppo last year was not overly crowded, and they spread out their, what do they call it, their reservations. Whenever we've done Brazilian steakhouse, sometimes we still have to wait like half an hour. And that's
I'm feeling pretty good that it's not going to be crowded on Thanksgiving because they didn't even know what day Thanksgiving was.
Yeah, they're like, which day is it?
They're like, what day of the week is that? So it doesn't sound like they've taken a lot of reservations for Thanksgiving.
Vicky says she's voted to cook it all, pack it up, and drive 45 minutes. You're a saint, Vicky. You're a saint. I actually was like, we have a friend of mine who is a caterer, and if I would have planned ahead, I could have ordered it from Mitchell's mom.
Yeah, but I think she's already booked all the way out.
Yeah, so maybe next year, we'll see. I love tamales for Christmas, a Texas thing too. Yeah, well, Texas borders Mexico too. I grew up in California right next to the border, and so it's definitely something I grew up with. I went to a public school, fun fact, and we did the posada, which is a very Mexican Catholic religious thing to do. If you don't know what the posada is, it's where you go from house to house, in our case, from classroom to classroom, and you sing the posada songs, which is basically Mary and Joseph singing to the inns, trying to get in, right? Like trying to get a place for the night to stay. And the very last house is the inn that you get let into. And then there's a huge party because if you are not familiar with it, everything when you live next to the border ends up with a huge party. Everybody gets together, they eat, they have a good time, lots of food. And so we used to go from class to class, starting in the 6th grade wing and go all the way down. And then in the kindergarten wing, because they had their own playground, all these tables were set up and there were always tamales and all kinds of different things. And we had a big party and a piñata. And that was my childhood. And people are like, oh, did you go to a private Catholic school? I'm like, no, I went to a very public school in California.
It might as well have been, though. They had all the special programs and the field trips like a private school.
Well, it's also because we got all the migrant worker programs. And so everybody benefited from that. So I had a lot of fun. I didn't know any different. When I got older, I was like, what, you guys didn't do the posada? Like, what were you even doing? Okay, I've got Fairy Tale Floral here. It's Iron Organ Designs Transfer, one of the smaller pads. These are really great deals at 30% off. I think they're under $20. So
yeah, the 30% off is the best IOD sale we do
ever. So if you're wanting to stock up, now is the time. We ordered a lot in advance, so we have really good stock of it. as the sale goes on, though, the stock will decrease, and we may be able to reorder some things, but there may be some things that Iron Orchid Designs is out of. So we actually need to sell it because there's boxes and boxes on the stairs at the shop.
The stencils are not a wall supplies last situation, but everything else pretty much is.
Yeah.
And the paper, there's some big tissue paper, the 18-pound tissue paper, the 20 by 30. We got a bunch of that on sale too.
Yeah, so the stencils are all 20% off, and Zeb is going to show you how to use them here in a little bit. Cortrina says she's a caterer too.
Oh, nice.
That's a lot of stress. I have actually sold baked goods before. Back when I used to do a lot of baking, I sold like cheesecakes and rolls and all kinds of things. I just had out of my house. Didn't have a cottage license, so it's probably highly illegal. My neighbors bought it. I may have sold $100 worth of goods, so I'm not doing any more. Cost of groceries used to be less, though. I feel like the price of food, like cooked, like prepared food, hasn't increased with the actual cost of groceries. I feel like the cost of groceries has gone up a lot, but then people aren't paying that much for the catering. This is going to be tricky. I'm going to do my best. If you've never used a transfer, like don't start on a curved surface. I picked this because these elements are kind of small, but of course I went with the biggest one first. So what are you planning on doing with that?
I think, so I've got a bunch of Christmas stencils out. I think I might do like a nutcracker. We have that nutcracker set. I was going to do Santa on here, but he's way too big for these boards. And so you're going to get like the middle of his face and his beard.
I feel like his nose and a side eye. I'm just picking an area and going with it. You can't lay the whole thing down when you're doing a curved surface. Like that's just not the way it works. If you're new here, you can use Iron Orchid Designs on previously finished surfaces as long as they're cured, or you can paint them and seal it and then put them on. This is the factory finish. It had a bunch of like big white scuffs on it. I just used a magic eraser and got those off. I decided I was not in the mood to paint black over black. Like by the time I put all these transfers on here, it's going to be fine. Leslie says, yes, I want to know how to put transfers on around things. Well, first, Leslie, you got to give up any idea of perfection. Make sure you're properly caffeinated and just go slow. I feel like you can almost do anything if you go slow and don't get frustrated. Because I tend to sometimes get frustrated.
Did you start in the middle on that or just at the top?
Oh, no, never at the middle, on the side. Because you start in the middle, then when you get to the side, it's all cattywampus. I don't know. So I started at the side.
Okay. Got those painted white.
You'll get a few wrinkles in it. Sorry.
I've got a very white theme going on here. Lots of white swan, which, may or may not get dark waxed or various different other finishes. I usually use white as like a base coat and rarely leave it like a stark white.
Yeah. So what happens is eventually you'll get to a point where it's going to have a small wrinkle in it. And if you can't live with that, then you can't do this on round surfaces. At least that's been my experience.
Okay, so one of the new stencils is like a lot of different types of shipping labels. And this is part of that pack. So I'm going to put this on this front and back. And I think I'm just going to use the white, and then it's got some wear already on it. And I'm going to distress that back to match that wear a little bit. And then probably dark wax over so that it doesn't look like I just barely did it, or like spray paint or something.
So Lori had mentioned using the Christmas transfer with the music. That'd be great, but on a curved surface, I would not try to do that many small letters on a curve. You'd lose your mind. If you just do like a word across it, like Debbie did on her video, if you guys have seen it, I feel like that's fine. But to do something with so many lines on it, like it would be all, I don't have that kind of patience. I'm sure it could be done, but not by this woman.
Well, and straight stuff, unless you're doing individual letters, if it's all one word already, it would be hard to, wants to curve with the surface.
Well, and if it was just like a couple of words, like I think Debbie just used a couple of words from it, that's different than trying to get sheet music lined up. All right, so we're working our way across. This actually looks pretty good. I do have a little wrinkle here. It's all right. You just push it down. Yeah, I knew it would look good on black because remember that bar stool that we did?
Mm-hmm.
And it looks so good. And that actually sold in the shop maybe like a month ago. So, and we have a lot of Christmas in the shop, but I'm always thinking ahead. So January, it's going to be full on Christmas, and winter at my shop is from like October to December, and then spring starts January 1st. Like I don't mind the winter and the cold snow is okay in December and November, but January 1st, it's like, nope, there's spring happening here, and that's where I'm at. You can tell me that it's still winter, but I'm not going to buy it. I have been known to make strawberry pies in the winter, even though the strawberries are not that great. You can fix anything with strawberry jello glaze.
Well, you can still get the strawberries down at the store. They're just rock hard.
They're just gassed, and you just put that strawberry jello glaze on there. You heat up the pool, make yourself some virgin margaritas, and it's summer in January, man. I buy a lot of cut flowers like January to March because I like fresh flowers in the house. I feel like when you get to be a certain age, you're like, you know what? I don't have to do what everybody else is doing. I can do my own thing. That's what I do. All right. All right. We did pretty good. We've got a couple of crinkles in it, but overall, I'm pretty happy with how this looks on here. Let's see if there's another big element. I kind of want to keep big elements across here, and then I'm going to do little elements across the top.
There was some black in this brush, and so now my white paint is gray.
Probably dark wax, to be honest.
Maybe, but I knocked it. It didn't seem waxy.
Do I have another large element? Oh, this is not too big, but I'm going to use, oh, there's a butterfly. I'm definitely going to use that one. This might take me the whole hour just to get all my transfers on here.
I think it'll be all right.
All right, I'm going to drop, just because
we've
been live for a minute, I'm going to drop the link to the website again so you guys can score your Black Friday deals. And if you guys are on Facebook, if you could hit share, that would be awesome. Galen says, what's the latest with the cottage? The cottage is just one of those things we're going to get to when we get to.
I get to it right now. The thing with the cottage is it's got sawhorses set up with a big sheet of plywood
and sunflowers drying on
and
it.
Sunflowers from the garden drying all in there.
We'll get it eventually.
That's what's going on with the cottage right now.
When we feel like it. It's like there's not a lot of pressure for us to get it done. We don't like have a mortgage specially on it. Like it wasn't, obviously it's part of the mortgage for the shop, but it's been what we've been paying the whole time. I think if we had a mortgage and we're in debt.
It's never really made revenue over there.
It's just been a spot.
Harrington stayed in it and he did pay us rent, but his rent basically covered his utilities.
And what it cost to like renovate it for him. So we did do some stuff before he moved in. We put HVAC in there. And that was what, like $6,000? We definitely didn't make any money off of that.
No. So
we'll get it done eventually. We're pretty good at it. Right now we're really focusing on getting our house projects done.
A lot of little house projects.
Zeb's been working on trim. He's going to get my flooring put in my mudroom this winter.
Well, last winter I did this whole floor in here. It used to be white, if you guys remember, the white floor that we painted with milk paint. And that was great. It actually held up pretty well. But we
have dogs.
We basically use this kitchen like an industrial workplace with all the painting and the staging and all the junk that we move in and out of here all the time. So it's, it gets used hard, and the dogs are in and out, and we had repainted it a couple times and just were like, you know what, let's just make it match. And I love it so much now that it's good.
I wanted to just repaint it. It was kind of that last year, if you guys remember, our Christmas tour went up late because we didn't decorate till later. So that was kind of hard, but it's been definitely worth it. The year before, last year, we also built our new dining table. So last year we did our dining table, and we always have fun winter projects. So this year we're working on the mudroom and just finishing trim, maybe trimming out the ceiling in the family room, finishing up some of the stuff in the kids' rooms, not necessarily things that are going to be on videos. I know it's shocking, but sometimes we do things without a camera.
I don't know how to tell you guys this, but I can get it done about 3 times faster if I'm not filming it.
But if you follow us on Instagram and Facebook, I'm usually really good about stories. I've been trying to be better about like doing videos and pictures and doing more stories. So make sure you're following us there and you get more of the behind the scenes, like random, we're doing something and I'm just taking a picture of it. Have you still got Under the Stairwell on the list for a video? Yeah.
That'll probably make this video. I don't know that we're actually going to build it out, but we did clear it out.
We'll show you what it looks like now.
In there.
I don't know that we're even when we do it, I don't know that that's going to be like a full video, but we will show you what we do. Yeah. We find that people just kind of like before and afters, the videos where we're very technical about stuff, people don't watch. And while that's great for the people that do watch, it's hard to spend that extra time. Like we only have so many hours, right, in the day. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, we'll definitely include that when it happens. We've kind of been going back and forth on what we're going to do. If you follow me in stories though, I did mention that we just had our cushions recovered in our family room by my slipcover gal. And I already talked to her about having cushions done for under the stairs. So we just have to get the hard structure built out, get the foam cut. And then Shelly will make the cover because I'm not a very good seamstress and pillows for it. So it will happen because I don't have to do, if I had to do the sewing.
We can't just build anything and throw it under there because that's how I access there's we have a HVAC unit underneath that. There's a 4-foot crawl space and that's the access under the stairs right there. It was originally going to be like a utility closet and we decided to just leave it open. And we finished it out because we're like, it's probably more useful as like a reading nook. Then although it would be super handy to store the vacuum.
Jack wants, well, I just put the vacuum in the laundry room. That's fine. Jack wants us to put a TV under there because he doesn't like sharing the Xbox with his brother. So we will probably figure out a way to put his TV and Xbox under there. But it has to be where you can't see it because I think it's weird to have 2 TVs in one room. So I'm kind of tucking the TV away. And we prefer to have the boys. We have extra bedrooms upstairs. We could make a playroom. But I actually prefer when it comes to video games and things like that to have the boys in the open because then you actually know how much they're playing. They're not getting lost in La La Land in some room and they're still involved with the family. And it just gives us more control.
Yeah, if I need them to take a break or come help do something or hauling groceries,
they're not just hiding in a room. Yeah.
Whereas if they're upstairs hiding in like a playroom or something, I'm not going all the way upstairs to holler at them.
We didn't have children, so we could shove them in a room with a video game system. Like it's not why we're here. So we like having it out in the open.
Okay. I'm going to distress that, and then I think I'm just going to do a clear wax and see where we're at because that should fix up some of these little scuff marks. And they're not bad. It's just got a little bit of wear on it. I just kind of want to make it look like the wear is older. And when you wax it, it makes it look like it's been like that for 20, 30 years.
My friend just bought a TV for $69. Yeah, they're pretty great. The funny thing is we have so many TVs now. We actually have a 55-inch TV at the shop that we don't even use. Eliza has a 70-inch TV because we used to have it in it's like old, like 5 or 6 years old. I guess it's not that old, but for TVs it is. It's from our old house basement, but we didn't know where to put it because Zeb bought the 85-inch situation that's in the family room. So Eliza literally has a 70-inch TV in her bedroom.
Yeah, when we moved in here, I'm like, you know what? I've been working real hard, and I want to watch football on a giant TV.
Yeah,
so we got that.
And mostly the boys use it. And in our bedroom, I refuse to have anything bigger than like a 50-inch because I don't want it to overtake the room. So that's why Eliza has a 70-inch in her room. We did not buy it for her. This happened.
It's just, we had like 2 definite areas where, and we make it sound like we watch a ton of TV. Like we don't even really use them. That TV in there doesn't really get used.
I don't think Shelly takes out of state customers. She keeps really busy with local
She
customers.
Likes to like come and fit it. And she comes and measures your cushions and your couch. And
she's very meticulous about what she does. And she doesn't work in December. She's been working for us for a while. To give you an idea, I think I paid $350 to have both cushions made with delivery and the
It's actually really
fee.
cheap because you could probably pay that much just for like getting the cushions themselves.
Yeah, and our couch set in the living room would be like $5,000-$6,000 to replace. So just having the cushions covered was a good idea for us because the dogs had trashed them.
We are having a struggle with the new ones. They're very light color, and the dogs are not respecting them.
I think eventually I'll probably get leather Chesterfield sofas. That's definitely something I'll have to save for, because we did get leather in the family room, and the dogs don't really get on there, and I think that's largely due to part that it's not as cozy. And they really like I have a minky blanket, and I'm always
like Cody will get on that couch in there, but he goes and tries to sit on a pillow.
Yeah, he's always. I got it when Minky Couture had 70% off their blankets, which I've never seen before, and I got one. And Cody just always laying on that thing in my room.
He knows the good stuff is.
That's right. He is as spoiled. Kathy says, I love how you recycle. I just watched a show on Netflix about the amount of waste in the world. Yeah, I actually do like to do things when I can. Sometimes it's actually more expensive to be eco-friendly. I actually just went yesterday. I have a couple dresses that I ordered from England where the fabric is hand stamped in India. So they were spendy, but I took them to have them altered because I've lost about 50 pounds. And I wanted to save them. I didn't want to get rid of them. And it definitely would have been cheaper for me to just go buy 2 new dresses. Now, not those dresses. They were worth the investment, but the cost, I could have went to a store and bought at least 2 new dresses, maybe 3, for what I paid to have those altered. But I would rather give somebody work, keep a good quality dress, and not buy something new. And now I get these dresses. They fit me just the way I want them to. In fact, I feel like they fit me better than they did when I bought them and they were the appropriate size.
So everywhere there's a little scuff or along all these edges, I'm just hitting with the clear wax. Because you can see how it kind of deepens that, and it'll settle back down somewhere in between.
Diane says, a great idea about having your kids play games or screen time where you all are. Yeah. We also have our
same with the computer.
Our computer is for this particular one. I don't like that stem there. I feel like it's a weird spot, so I always cut it off. We have our computer in our loft in an open area. So it's Zeb's computer and the kids' computer is in our loft area. For Zeb, it's just good because otherwise he would be in his office editing if he had an office. And sometimes he's on the computer for hours at a time, and then he's like not involved with the family. He probably wishes it was quieter sometime, but it's good for him to be able to interact with the family. And he can wear his headphones if he needs to for like.
Well, with me sitting out there, they all know like when I'm editing sound and stuff.
Be a little quieter.
They just are, it keeps the house from like being loud and rambunctious all the time.
It also, I have reinforcement because hey, Dad's right there. I'm not by myself. You just have to have the illusion of parenting. Like, hey, do you see that Dad's there? He might be working, but Dad is still in your visual premises. Oh, this one's going to be a little wrinkly. Phew, this is a big globe. And then I'm going to have to fill in the tops and the bottoms. Right. Pam says, I love football on big TV. Yeah, my boys love to watch football with their dad, and I prefer high school football if I'm watching anything, but I will sit down and watch a game. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not browsing Pinterest at the same time, but.
Well, both of our boys, Redrick and Jack, I mean, we have 3 boys, but the ones that still live at home, they are to the age where all their buddies are into sports and football, and
Eliza likes to watch it too.
They're into following the teams, and so it's fun. It's a fun thing that we get to do together.
And anytime you can do something that you enjoy doing with your kids and have that like time to bond with them, I feel like that's a positive thing. You only have them for so long, and luckily our kids are.
We were talking the other day, like Eliza's going to be 16 this spring. We got like two and a half more years, and she's going to be wanting to bail once school's out.
Yeah, she's going to do her own thing. And once kids get their driver's license, like
you don't see them much anymore. Anyway,
and our closest gap is between Redrick and Eliza. So like it's going to be, we'll blink our eye, and Redrick's going to be driving too because they're only 2 years apart.
Yeah, our 2 oldest kids, we had Harrington, and then we had 3 years later we had Odelia, and then there's a 4-year gap between Odelia and Eliza.
Yeah. Jack's 10 in 8 years. We will not have any kids at home. I mean, kids may come back. We were actually talking about how where Jack's room is now, which was the old playroom, which we're going to be moving Jack, I think, into Odelia's old room. So that way he has his own, because Redrick's got the basement layer. Eliza will have, if you guys are familiar with our house, we've got a laundry room in the middle, and then there's 2 wings, I guess. And on this side, there's like a bedroom and a bathroom, the bathroom the kids share. And on this side, there's the entrance to the laundry room and 3 rooms. And so we're going to take Jack, who's in the old playroom, and we were going to put him next to Eliza, but I thought if we put him on the other side, then there's some separation. Eliza's older. She has friends coming over. They're making noise. Jack will be on his little side, and then she'll have her side. But then we'll have the old playroom, which has plumbing next to it because of the laundry room. And I was like, what if we put a bathroom and make another suite in the house?
3 en-suites in the house. That's a great way to get adult children to live with you and never leave.
Just saying is all. Like, we have all these bedrooms, and I think a bathroom just makes more sense. Zeb would have to add a drainage pipe for the toilet, but
it would be a major undertaking. I would have to rip up like the floor and.
Anyways, long term, there could be another bathroom going in.
We'll see.
You gotta keep the projects going, you know? I like the negative space on the top and the bottom. We'll see. I might just put some things that kind of fill in the gaps so it looks more like, so there's a little bit coming up here, but it's not full, if that makes sense. Because I don't want it to just look like a stripe down the middle. It can't be too organized, or else it won't look like something I did. It's got to be a little chaos. Zeb keeps asking me what I want for Christmas, and I'm not.
I already have a couple things.
Receiving gifts is not my love language, so that is really hard for me. I just like to bring me snacks and hang out with me in bed and watch TV. Then I'm set. We're getting there. What is the name of this transfer book? This is Fairy Tale Florals, Lori. Let me see if I can get you a link. This is not a regular live, so Caitlin's not on here.
Caitlin's hanging out with her mom in Arizona.
There we go. Drop the link to the. Let's see. Gotta decide what I want to put on here.
All right, so I'm going to show you. So this is part of one of those packs. It's got like a bunch of shipping type labels. I'm going to show you a few more of them. Actually, where's your big sheet?
Yeah, I was going to say, I rolled it up. I think I put it over there by the bench. Is it over there somewhere? I made a whole sample situation.
Oh, here it is.
Okay. I was like, it's got to be over there somewhere. So Zeb will show you all the stencils that are new and on special Black Friday pricing.
Here, can you just hold that corner up? I don't know.
All of these ones, and then down the side, those are all the crate labels. And then in the middle, we've got flowers, bees, and butterflies, and then a gorgeous French style monogram. So those are the 3. Can you hold down
these letters here?
You want to hold down that corner there? It's rolling up.
This one?
No, other corner. Yeah. These are all
so this comes in a pack right here, right? This is a very big pack.
That one is like 20 something. It's a big pack. And then we have the mini pack that's like $13.95. And then the letters are also $13.95.
And they're all on special price for Black Friday. Yeah. They'll go up to regular price after the sale.
I'm a realtor, and a 3-bed suite situation is great for resale. See, Zeb? I feel like our retailer, our real estate agent would say the same thing. Although in Utah,
more bedrooms
is awesome because
everybody
has a lot of kids.
6 kids.
We have 5 kids.
A small family in Utah is like 3 kids.
Yeah. So having 5 kids is not like abnormal. Most of my kids' friends have between like 4 and 6 kids in their family on average. So having a lot of bedrooms is nice. I don't like, I know sharing rooms is good, but my kids don't share bedrooms very well. We had the boys share for a long time and they just constantly fought about whose mess it was. And they shared pretty much from when Jack moved out of like his nursery to when we moved here. And then they shared a room for a little bit and then we separated them. And it's been so much better for their relationship to not be in the same room.
Well, and Jack's 10 and Redrick's 13, and it doesn't seem like a big age gap, but Jack's still in like grade school and Redrick's in middle school. He's going to be, next year, he'll be a freshman in high school.
Oh, they're cleaning the streets.
Yeah, they've been real diligent.
They're going to have, our neighbors have all their cars parked in the.
That guy's been coming like twice a week.
Getting all the leaves.
Yep. I think they're expecting a lot of snow, so they're trying to keep the streets pretty clean so they can plow.
I got a little space in here.
All right, the question of the day is, do I use the letters to make this say like kindling or something like that? Or do I do some fun floral?
I think you should do like just initials, like 2 letters.
2 initials?
Just 2 initials. Just pick 2 random letters and just initial them. Almost like on those picnic baskets.
You have initials over here that's on your French linen.
Yeah, what's on the French linen over there?
RP.
RP. Let's do RP. So I have on my dining table just like a French linen towel that has a monogram on it, which is kind of where I got the idea for the letters.
Oh, these are not.
I maybe should have mapped this out first.
Order. There's our.
Are you selling the sleeping puppy? Yes, that will be available Saturday. I got everything photographed yesterday.
You know, we have a sleeping cat too. Same kind of make. But
I don't. That might have sold already. I'm not sure.
I thought we had it in the shop. I don't know. It might be.
I don't know. But that'll be Saturday's thrift haul. We will still have our regular live video. I got everything photographed yesterday except for the linens that I washed, and I'll get those photographed today. And then it'll be all up on the website and go live just before 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time Saturday. Everything we're working on right now is already listed because it's from previous weeks.
Should I just do black?
Whatever you want to do. It's fine. Black sounds good to me. You maybe do like a gray color. Black might be too garish.
I have your.
You have my little mix.
I have your mix of cottage color and DIY paint here.
That's good.
Can they see what I'm doing here on camera?
Yep. Front and center.
All right.
It's a Utah family hot cocoa bin. This is giant for a hot cocoa tote.
I feel like it's too deep. If it was half this deep, you would be right on.
I guess if you're buying your cocoa at the Costco, but there's not enough space right here.
Now that this is dry, I am going to paint the bottom too. Oh, that's a good dark gray you mixed up here.
So this is anvil mixed with gray skies mixed with a little black dress because that's what I had. I think I'm going to do this. I'll just keep these 3 elements together.
Do we have?
I wanted to put the butterfly on here anyways.
I want to do
perfectly.
Like a period.
Put initials close together so it doesn't look like RIP. So put it like there.
Okay.
Thank you for noticing that. I would have found it later. Todd and Lana. What if somebody wants to buy something and doesn't want it painted or stenciled? If it says will be painted, you need to email info@jamierayvintage.com and ask for it not to be painted once you've purchased it, but we can't guarantee that it won't happen.
Or that we'll see it before we paint it.
Like if you buy something on Saturday, we don't paint till Monday, so you'd need to contact Caitlin. But if it's already on the website, like it's not like the day that it went live, like you already see something on there you don't want it painted, you need to email Caitlin. We do not mark the price down for not painting it because painting is what we do. So if somebody wants us not to paint it, that's great. But like we buy things with that in mind, and that's the way we do it. So if you don't want to paint it, that's fine. But pricing's the same. You just need to email Caitlin, and then she can let you know if it cannot be painted. like I said, if it's already on the website and it's not Saturday, contact her first, because she can be like, hey, they're going to order this, don't paint it. And then we'll know ahead of time.
And some things we get just for projects so that we can like show you guys how to do stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes things are non-negotiable. Like we're going to paint them because we need to show a product and we bought it specifically for that. But we always do our best. But you can email info@jamierayvintage.com. If it's something that's already listed. If it's something on a Saturday, you need to buy it first and then email Caitlin right away. And then she'll let us know Monday morning before we start working on projects. But even then, it's possible if it gets lost, like if you don't receive confirmation where she says, yes, I let them know, it's possible that it could get painted. So we just can't. We do our best, but we literally sell like 75 to 100 items on Saturday night, and it gets a little bit crazy. And we are human.
Now I feel like I need to distress this and dark wax it or something.
It's too perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you do.
I might take it outside.
I was going to say, you are going to get white dust everywhere.
I'll take it out to the garage and do it because it's a lot of flat surfaces. So I'll do it with the
orbital,
the
random orbital.
And the orbital.
Okay.
But
I would stencil it both sides though.
But what about that?
Oh, look, you already did it.
Yeah.
Like the boss you are. I'm over here like in transfer mode. I'm actually surprised at how long this is taking me. It's a lot of surface area. Oh, I think that's our Sam's Club delivery.
That or it's Eliza.
No, that's not. Yeah, that's, or Amazon.
All right. We also, this is from the fall winter release. We also have various pack of nutcrackers. And I think I am going to do them. Should I do them red or should I do them a different color? Should I do them green? I think red for nutcrackers.
Red's fine. I would do barn red, or not barn red, barn quilt.
Barn quilt is what I'm using. Yep.
That's an Amazon delivery.
It's that time of year.
I order a lot from online. I only go shopping in stores like small independent retailers. This time of year, big stores, very seldom do I actually go in. It's too many people. Independent retailers are fun. I love shopping boutiques. We don't have a lot of independent retailers, at least in Lehigh. There's all these little tiny elements that I feel like are going to work really well with this project to just kind of fill in some of the gaps. Like there's a few gaps over here. Can you tip online for Sam's Club delivery instead of in person? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just part of the checkout.
I tip online. I pick you pick your tip. And you can also add or to it later if you want to. But yeah, it goes on my, I'm Sam's Club preferred or something. And so if I spend over $35, delivery is free. And then I just have to tip the driver. So I like it. I wish Costco did it. I think Sam's Club has to do it because they're not as popular as Costco. So they're trying to like get the market share, you know?
It's working.
It's working because I'm busy.
We haven't been to Costco in a month.
Yeah. And going to Costco when it's busy does not spark joy in my life. No offense to the Costco. It's not like they're hurting anyways. Sorry, I'm just seeing if I need to add anything else. I actually think it's pretty good. Just wanted to make sure there wasn't like some weird gaps, but I think I like it. Should I put stuff along the bottom, Zeb, or should I just leave it?
I think I think it's fine, like around kind of the equator there.
Floral equator. I feel like I want to put some stuff up top. I don't want it to be too symmetrical. We are actually probably not one of the most well-known independents in town. We we're getting there because people like us, but a lot of people are like, oh, I've seen that and I've wanted to go in and I never have. Like that's, if I've heard that once, I've heard that 1,000 times.
Like what's stopping you? It's
I'm
open.
like, come on in. I try to tell people often, like the only reason that we are able to stay open is because we have this amazing online community that shops small and they shop with us. I actually had somebody tell us, you guys aren't a small business. I'm like, we have 1, 2, if you count Zeb and I, which we're not on payroll. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 employees, 8 if you include Eliza. So no, we are definitely a small business.
7? How many people are you counting?
Keziah, Sabrina, Megan, Ivy, Caitlin, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, you counted us.
I said if I count us.
Okay.
We're not on payroll, but I mean we do make money from it. We get whatever's left over.
So while I'm stenciling this, I'm thinking of doing something in the juniper color that's up top here. Maybe like some berries or something.
Cortrina said she purchased the globe. I'm actually surprised because this is darker than Cortrina usually goes for. So that's fun.
She's already working on spring.
She's already getting to the next level. It's a fun piece. All I'm going to do after I get the flowers just the way I like it is I'm just going to clear wax it and then it'll be good to go. So it will change the sheen a little bit, but not much. People always ask us, can you use clear wax on transfers? Absolutely. I mean, it's not going to be a scrubbable surface, but you can dust it and it'll be fine. I'm wondering though, if I should clear wax or if I should just, so I'm wondering, I'm hoping it doesn't like get cloudy, you know? I don't know, because this is so dark. Well, we'll see. If it was going in my house, I probably wouldn't put sealer on it at all, because it's not like it's going to go anywhere. Cortrina says we have her coming out of her comfort zone. You know what? The nice thing, Cortrina, though, you need moments that aren't all the same, you know, to add depth. And this has enough light pastel springy colors with it that it's going to be a piece that's really going to add some depth to wherever you put it. So it's going to be good. All right. Like, I'm going to put another one here and there's a little space. These are actually meant to be all one piece, but I'm cutting them up into little pieces to use them how I want.
All right, let's peel this back, see what we get. Okay, he looks great. What are you guys thinking? Do something up here, or is that fine? You could hang it. I think it needs more though, just looking at it. I am going to distress it a little and clear wax like I did with the
I mean, if you put
tote.
some ribbon on the top.
Ribbon.
But I'm not a big bow person, so I like bows, but like making a big bow, I don't know how to do that. So yeah, it definitely needs, or you could hang like some greenery. Do we have any? Oh, where's that stuff, that wreath we bought yesterday? I'm taking it apart. You could part out some of the greenery and tie that on the top.
I don't like that greenery. It's like all,
it's frosted.
I need something that lays flat, and that's all like.
You could put you could put gold on it. We have those gold gilded transfers. Find something that goes along with the.
Oh yeah.
See if there's something that, because gold and red look good together, and it would be a different medium, kind of like mixed media. It's over there on the pile.
I'm thinking these would go good just like leaning up against somewhere, even on the floor. They're big enough that you could like lean them on the floor next to the tree.
Yeah. Well, the transfer's over there. You could go check it out. If you don't like it, it won't hurt my feelings. But
no, I've been wanting to use the Gilded.
I think if you just do a lot of red, it's just going to be one note. But the
no, I was
going
to do juniper on top.
Oh, where?
Like up top, like some leaves or berries or something.
I don't like that. It's out on the table.
Your face right now.
What face am I making? All right, a little bit more of this on top here, and then we'll be good.
Oh, you have it out.
Yeah, it's on the table. I told you like 3 times. That's all right. When you're like in the middle of trying to figure out how to create.
This one's curated signage.
No, there's a small little pad. You want me to go find it for you, sweetie?
No, I just need to lift some stuff up.
Use your mom eyes.
I wanted to just like scan it, and I'm going to have to actually move stuff. There it is. All right, here is the Gilded transfer, and it is shiny, just like it looks right there.
So shiny.
Like that. And it has 8 pages. These are all the elements. We've used a couple of them because we did some candles like this in our video.
But those candles sold for the shop. I think somebody local bought them. Maybe they sold online. I can't remember. You could also do, oh, somebody said do Noel. You could do words. Like if you wanted to use
and Bright on here.
If you wanted to use the letter stencils from Black Friday, you could do that. And then you could add some little gold details around the edges, like over the top, kind of just like icing on the cake.
So a little, okay. All right. Well, because I could do something like these here. I have these elements here that I could
Nadine, did you buy those? Because she just said, please no gold. Or are you just giving an opinion? She put in parentheses. They're talking about HEB. We don't have HEB either out here.
I wish we did.
But I can attest that it's the softest toilet paper I've ever put on my tushy is from the HEB, because Zeb's sister lives in Texas. And I was like, no way HEB toilet paper is better than Charmin. She's like, I'll mail you some. So she literally mailed me toilet paper. And I was like, Barb, I stand corrected. HEB is supreme. All right, I like it.
There's so many elements I could use on this. Okay, I got a plan.
She says she bought both. All right, Nadine says no gold. So I like the idea of the dark gray and then do Noel and Joy. I wouldn't do peace because that's too many letters.
Yeah.
But Noel and Joy would fit nice.
Okay. I'm getting the letter pack out.
You can always tie a gold ribbon on it. Well, we'll leave it with no ribbon, and then Nadine can make it match whatever she's got. I do have ivory. Oh, you know what I have, though, that would be cute? I would just do it on one side. I have that gold velvet like ribbon, but it's not shiny. I'll bring it. I have a whole box of ribbon.
What is that letter? Oh, that's L. No? What letter is this? Is this F?
I don't know.
Because this is E.
So like this ribbon maybe. And just tie a ribbon on the top. And if she doesn't like it, she can take it off. It's not permanent. So it's like gold, but it's not like shiny gold. It's like a burnt gold. I don't know. I really like it. I got it on Amazon. What did I use this on? Oh, I did a book stack for my, I'll show you guys. I did a book stack for my, you'll see it in the Christmas video Thursday, but I just used some books that I had sitting around the house, and I made myself a Christmas book stack, and I used that gold ribbon and a little extra berries that the dogs didn't eat last year. And it's on my hutch.
Okay, I'm gonna have to turn this to me to get this straight.
Okay. I gotta get the clear wax out, but first I'm gonna clean up my mess. Nadine says she likes that gold ribbon. All right, I'll put a gold bow on the top. It'll be off to one side, and then if you don't want to use it on that, you can always just put it anywhere. People used to tell me, don't you get upset if you paint something and somebody paints over it? I'm like, if you pay with American dollars, you can do whatever you want with it once it's yours. Thanks, Cortrina. I'm glad if Cortrina says my book stack is beautiful, then it must be, because she loves to decorate. Let's see. Just ordered a bunch of fun IOD stuff from you. Thanks for the great sale. You're welcome, Chris. You know, it's one of those things, IOD offered it to us, and we passed it along to everybody else. Hopefully we ordered enough. We ordered as much as we could.
We ordered a lot.
We ordered a lot. It's all over the stairs. Do you have the wax brush out already, sweetie? And the clear wax?
Yep.
Okay. And then my plum pudding is almost dry. I'll second coat that. Oh, this is cute, Zeb.
I know.
Although it probably wasn't made in the USA because it came from Hobby Lobby. It's probably made in China,
Listen,
but it was stamped in the USA.
It was stamped in the
stenciled
USA.
in the USA. I mean, we didn't get it from Hobby Lobby. We got it from the thrift store. Too crowded. I don't think it's not going to be too crowded when he takes it off. You want your letters to look good. With a few sprigs of pine. I'm going to look, Nadine, and we'll see if I have some pine that I think will look good with it. If I don't, then we'll just send it to you with the ribbon, and you can add it if you want to. So I do have the wreath I bought yesterday it's literally falling apart. So I'm going to take it apart and use all the pieces independently. But I just don't know if that pine will look good on it. So I'm just clear waxing this to seal it all up. Then I'll take a lint-free rag and buff it off. And once the wax cures, it's not going to be this shiny. Oh, Vicki says she fell in love with our big Noel stencils this year. I haven't played with them this year, the big porch signs. I love our Santa porch sign. I made one and unfortunately it sold. So I need to
make another one.
I need to make another one. I love Santa. Like I know I love Jesus. I love the reason for the season, but to decorate, I just love the magic of like the excitement of Christmas morning. And when you Santa coming and bringing presents is super fun. And we went to Home Depot. Oh, that's way cute. We went to Home Depot and got a 5-foot tall Santa for $49.95. You'll see it in our video on Thursday. And it's like brought me so much joy. It's been the least expensive and most joy of any Christmas decor I bought this year. And I love that Zeb didn't say anything while we were at Home Depot. I'm like carrying the Santa.
I was buying batteries. You could have got whatever you. I was buying Milwaukee tools that they got on like early Black Friday, so you could have got whatever you wanted. I wouldn't even have noticed.
I didn't know that. Well, he sent me to go get a timer for the lights at the shop because we had those installed, and I came back with a timer and also a Santa under the other arm. I made a Santa porch sign this morning. I love it. Vicky's making Santa signs next. Yeah. And it's made to go, I think, I can't remember, but it's made specifically for a certain width of board. So you want to make sure the Santa goes all the way across. So all I'm doing is just rubbing this wax in, kind of buffing it off. And then once it cures up, it'll dry and just be what it is. You don't ever want to put wax underneath your transfers because it can off gas and cause your transfers to peel up, but you can certainly seal it over the top. And this surface was like the perfect surface to do a transfer on because it wasn't super shiny, but it also wasn't super matte. So it just went on like butter. All right, globe is done. I'm glad I went with that transfer. It's only got one little butterfly.
All right, there we go. I'm going to distress these up a little bit.
Thank you, Barbara. She says she bought some of the Cottage color paint and made handmade gifts for her family, and she's in love with it. It is a really good, it's a really good paint, if I say so myself.
We've been really happy with the line and getting new colors out. It's been really handy for us with our thrift flips.
If you see me using something a lot, I like it. I don't just use stuff to sell it. I use stuff because I like the product. And generally, if we carry something, it's because I can't find what I want somewhere else. So I either make it myself or find somebody that carries it and I wholesale it.
I like the spacing on these letters, like the negative area around. It gives you enough so you don't go over, but also so that they're not like crazy far apart.
As soon as I'm done with this, I'll set this aside and then I'll get working with the milk paint to faux stain that cutting board.
Okay, I'm going to set those aside to dry. Then we'll distress them a little bit. I'm going to be gone for a second.
That's all right. I'm going to be here painting plum pudding.
I'm going to take this outside and sand it, and then I'm going to clear wax this, and then we'll get the bottom painted.
This is one of those colors that people are like, I don't really love purple, but I love that color. And I think it's because it's kind of smoky, you know, and it's a little bit more subdued, but it's rich too. It's not like muted. It's like a really balanced color. It's hard when you're designing colors to pick things that are nice and balanced. And that's something Zeb and I are always doing when we're designing, like the Cottage colors. So we don't make the Cottage color paint line. The manufacturer of DIY paint does, but Zeb and I, we custom blend and mix up all of our own paint colors. We start with one thing and then we just keep blending till we get it right. What stencil brush did Zeb use for the letters? That is a very good question. I don't know where he put it. I'll ask him when he gets back in. I know it's a JRV stencil brush because that's the only kind we use, but I don't know where he put it. Yeah, it's a really good accent color. I think it would be so like pretty to paint it like on a big statement piece too, like an entryway table or a buffet or something, or like a big ornate kind of curvy dresser. It would go well on that. And we like purple around here. In case you can't tell, I'm wearing purple today. Our high school colors are purple and white, so I wear purple a lot. Because if I'm not at a game that my daughter's cheering at, I'm at a game that my boys are playing football or they're wrestling. It's wrestling season right now. Jack decided not to wrestle, but Redrick is wrestling. He actually took first place in his first tournament this last weekend, so that was super fun. We have a tournament on Saturday to go to, because not this Saturday, but the next Saturday, Eliza has 2 cheer competitions. So Redrick can't, we didn't sign him up for a wrestling competition that week. So we're doing the Saturday thing of Thanksgiving competition, which we usually don't, but I didn't want him to miss 2 weeks in a row. So we're going to be at the Turkey Tussle, which is a big wrestling tournament this week. And Redrick is my 13-year-old. He's getting so tall. I put in Instagram and Facebook stories last night, him standing next to his dad. Mind you, my husband's 6'2", and you can see that Redrick is creeping up. He's at that age where he's just, I mean, he'll probably be 6 foot tall by the time he's 14, because my boys typically get as tall as they're going to be by the time they're 14, 15. They don't grow much after that. And so far, Harrington's not taller than his dad, so we'll see if Redrick gets there. I don't think Jack's going to be. Jack's actually my smaller, like just thinner. He's like got a different build than my other boys. I kind of bring down the average because I'm short. I mean, I'm not that short. I'm like 5'5.5", but I'm tall for my family. We don't have a lot of height in the Harrington side of the family. Let's see. I don't know how to, oh, I guess I can put it top down. There we go. Okay. Renee, are y'all rated? Yes, Renee is my sister. She is my middle sister. We're about 20 years apart. There's, I'm the baby, and there's 15 years between me and my sister Karen, 20 between me and Renee, and 24 between me and Deborah. Deborah is Caitlin's mom. And I am, it's funny because usually they say left-handed people are artistic, and Renee is my only left-handed sister. And I think she is artistic. She just does it in different ways. I'm right-handed, and Zeb's right-handed, but we have 3 left-handed children. And so
I use both hands pretty well.
Yeah, I think Zeb and I can go both ways. All right, I just want to make sure there's no wet paint because I'm going to be working on this. If I placed an order and made a not to ship to me until a certain date, yes. Barbara, I'm going to type out the email address and then email Caitlin, tell her your order number, and they can hold your order. info@jamierayvintage.com. And then I will also put on here, if you're not big into email, I'm going to give you Caitlin's work phone. I'll put that in here. It's also on the website, but I'll find it for you. And you can also text. And then she'll put a note on there, and then we'll hold it. We held a bunch of orders for Cortrina when she was out of town. When we finally shipped them, It was a lot of orders because she had some things she bought. Just a few things. All right. So in the comments, there is my Caitlin's cell phone number. You can text or you can email. RP, they said, what does RP stand for? Well, that's actually my sister's name, Renee Painter. She's on here, but I just picked it because I have a French towel on my dining table that I'm using like a center, like a table runner. And that's just the initials that are monogrammed on there. So we just copied it. Oh, my sister Deborah is a librarian. My sister Karen is a nurse. My sister Renee does data entry. She's like a supervisor. So she supervises data entry. And then I sell junk. I feel like I'm the weird one. It's not a typical career. You're welcome, Barbara. All right, so I just have watered down milk paint. I made this earlier. It's flour sack. It's usually 1 part milk paint to 1 part paint, but I did 1 part water. I did like 10 parts water to 1 part milk paint. So it's very, very watered down. And it's just kind of pickle the wood and make it look old. Yeah, Renee says she built databases for the Department of Defense. Data entry, that's kind of what it is, right? I'm not a computer. I can use a computer. In my previous life, I did mortgage processing, underwriting. I was a loan officer. I did numbers for a living.
We have Max now, and she's like, I can't use it. I don't know how to do it. What do all these buttons do? Like same thing as the other ones. They just called them a different word.
So we had to sand this anyways. It's going to be darker over the sides. We had to sand this because it had epoxy stuck to it because somebody thought it'd be great to take a Pottery Barn cutting board that was probably like $60 and then glue a $150 crock on it that's back there. I'm wondering if it was like a display. I don't know.
It was a weird looking display if it was.
Well, I mean, I don't. Oh, we're blurry.
I don't know what happened.
Is all your family of the same faith? Most of us, me and my sisters are. I have nieces and nephews that do not. I mean, I feel like it's that way with any family.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You have some that do
and
some
got
that
people
don't.
who can agree and people who don't, and you just love everybody anyway.
Yeah, and you just love people because you love people. My parents, not everybody in their family is of the same faith because my parents joined the church that we go to. We go to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. A lot of words there. They joined before I was born. So we have all different faiths in our family, and some people that believe in God, some people that don't. I feel like most families are that way.
Well, your dad, were they Catholic?
Or
were they nothing?
They were they believed in God.
They believed in
God,
but they
My
weren't
mom's
going
family was Southern Baptist. I would call them back row Baptists. You know, they weren't like super over the top, but that's what they were. Back row Baptists. Hey, anybody that goes, you know what I'm talking about. We're like almost back row Mormons. We're like second from the back row. Unless you count the overflow. We're not that far back. This week we got to church late and we had to sit in the nosebleed section. In 2 weeks, I'm going to be front and center because I'm leading the children for the, I guess you could say the children's sermon. We call it the primary program, and it's where the kids do church. And I'm in charge of leading the music. I'm going to need you guys to pray for me because I cannot read music or carry a tune. What I lack in skills, I make up for in enthusiasm and love for the kids. All right. Can you guys see what I'm doing over here? Sorry. I'm just layering this and it's just pickling it and making it look aged. You bought the cutting board Saturday. What cutting board do we have on Saturday?
I don't know. Was it the one I had to glue back together?
Nope, not that one. I don't know what cutting board she bought. I don't know, Leslie, but we'll look and we'll make sure it gets done. Oh, it has feet. That one was already done, Leslie.
That one was ready to go.
He did it ahead of time.
Yep.
We sanded it and oiled it. That's like a butcher block one. That one's, I mean, not that this one isn't cool, but that one's like really cool. We sanded and oiled that ahead of time. All right, I think I got this on here.
All right, this is ready for your kindling.
And this is ready for your kitchen. It's got to dry. And then I will oil it. I even like the pickling on the side of that. That's cool.
Yeah, I kind of just left.
Well, it would have been hard to get it off the side.
Well, it wasn't coming off easy. I sanded that thing for probably 15, 20 minutes.
You did such a good job. All right, let me check my bird's butt. Looks like the queen bee is dried, so we'll clear wax, and dark wax is going to be the easiest project of the day. You always, if you're using DIY paint, which I did in the queen bee, always want to clear wax it before you dark wax it. Otherwise, it'll just look dirty. You're getting rid of plastic cutting boards. You know, I haven't had, and maybe it's because I thrift, I haven't had a plastic cutting board in I don't even know how long. Does this have dark wax on it?
Well, wood is naturally antimicrobial, and it dries out better than plastic. Plastic will hold stuff.
We use our kitchen island for a lot of food prep. We can't do it right now because it's got an undisclosed amount of glitter on it from Christmas. So I have to dark wax it because you can kind of see this has like a aged look on it. So I got to make it match. Okay, bird's done.
Okay, I think I'm gonna.
Speaking of Deborah, is she on here?
I don't know. She might be working.
She should be working. She's a librarian.
She has school. I think they get off.
Well, maybe she could be on break or in between classes. All right, this one's done. Do you have a heat gun out?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So once that cutting board dries all the way, then we'll get out the hemp oil, seal it up. It'll be done. Oh, stencil brush. What stencil brush did you use? Somebody wanted to know the size. So
I've been using the JRV 1/2 inch for all the stuff I've done today.
JRV 1/2 inch. I will, Marissa, I'm going to grab that. Thank you for reminding me. I got way distracted. I know you're shocked. Stencils, stencil brushes. Where's the brushes? It says products, stencils, brushes, stakes, brushes. There's paper, stencils, beauty, wood.
So the stencil brushes, so you click our stuff.
Yeah.
And it's in with the stencils, I believe.
All stencils. Oh, it's on that drop down. Okay, yeah. Got it. I could have just used the search bar.
The search bar works really well. Caitlin has things tagged up so that you can find them real easy.
So I'm going to use tongue oil today. I can look that up real quick, but you can also use our hemp oil. Either one would be food safe.
Takes a couple of weeks to cure up.
Yeah, you do not have to use a ton of it. So if it's a small project, just order a sample. But here's the tongue oil. Why are you eliminating plastic cutting boards? Probably because they're not as antimicrobial as wood.
Yep. That
looks really good. Okay, what was I doing? This one.
So we distress and age and make everything look like it's not brand new. If you don't like that look, just don't do this step.
I feel like it's always the same lady and her kid that deliver my Sam's Club order.
I'm keeping him busy.
Yeah, he's like 4.
Do you have the wax brush?
I put everything back over there.
So we've been doing multiple projects and I've got like a nice white finish. I like to squeeze the wax out of the wax brush because it'll start to pick up, especially when you distress, it'll start to pick up powders from other colors and stuff.
If you use warm water and a good degreasing dish soap, I'm not here to promote any one of them, or the DIY brush soap is great too, but use the warm water. That really is the key. You can cut through a lot of the wax on your brush and clean it up. And I do that periodically to just clean up my brush and then let it dry till all the water's out of it. Are oils interchangeable? No, hemp oil does not dry as hard. as tung oil, and tung oil has like natural resins in it. So it's really just a preference, and I feel like it's hard to explain. You just kind of have to use both of them, see which one is the look that you like. And I have even taken hemp oil and put milk paint in it and tinted it and made like a tinted hemp oil. And that's food safe too, because milk paint is food safe. Sweet paint, well, not all milk paint, but Sweet Pickett's milk paint and the Farmhouse Finishes that's also on sale right now. They're all food safe. They're USDA biocertified. Gail says, I'm taking a break from frantically cleaning to eat her lunch and chat. Are you frantically cleaning for the holidays? I'm weird. I feel like sometimes I clean less if people are like, I clean when
She's
I
like,
feel
they're just going to mess up my house. I want it to be clean for me. Okay. So I think these turned out really cool.
Oh, thanks, Patricia. We're glad you're here.
What, you were going to do ribbon on this?
Yeah, I will.
But not right now?
We don't have to do it while we're live. I'm just going to take that gold ribbon and tie a bow on it. But I don't want to do that while we have all this paint out because I don't want to get anything on the ribbon.
Okay.
So I'll do that later, and then we can ship them to
Nadine.
Ship them over to Nadine. Sorry, I was having a brain fart there.
Okay, I'm done with all my projects. You need help?
Yeah, you want to tung oil that cutting board for me?
Yep.
All I have to do is dry brush this bottom, and I need to magic eraser this, which I'll do off camera, and I'll clear wax the top just to give it a nice fresh surface, and then I'm done too. Joy says she loves this lace. Though I'm not gonna lie, those turned out really cute, and I'm obsessed with that new font that we came out with. The French monogram font is really good. If you guys are debating on what kind of stencils or what kind of IOD to buy, I have to say that like letters are a great place to start because you can make them say anything. They can be whatever season, whatever you need them to be. And then I also like florals and animals. Those are kind of interchangeable. Before IOD came out with Christmas stuff, we used their letters to make Christmas decor with.
Yeah, our
We've been
banner
using
that
it
we
for
haven't
years.
hung yet is with their letter.
Family's coming to town, Gail says. Youngest kids moved out and we've been readjusting rooms. Oh yeah, that's a lot of work. We do have family coming in town, not this week, but the next week. But just, I think Zeb's sister and her daughter and her brother's daughter are going to stay here. And we have 3 extra beds, so we don't really have to arrange anything to fit them in.
Yeah, she was like, I'll bring a cot. I'm like, girl.
We got beds. So Zeb's using the tung oil blend, and the blend just has like a...
It's got lemon oil in it as well, and it makes it a little thinner, but it'll still harden up the same. It just makes it flow a little better. It doesn't quite go as far if you've got like a big project, because it's thinner, it absorbs down in quicker and dries faster. Okay.
Do I have any... Oh, there's just a little dab in the bottom of here, so maybe enough for a dry brush.
That was actually a lot of oil. I probably didn't need to use that much.
Sandra Webb, morning, although evening there in England. Hello, how's your weather? I know you guys had some cold weather. Everybody's bundling up. This is like almost gone, but probably enough that I can dry brush this. Yeah, it's gonna work fine.
Okay. That actually turned out really cool, even with the black on there. Down in.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of pickle it, you know, make it look aged. Kind of soften the black that was down in the cracks.
Like struggling for a place to set this while it dries. There we go.
Is that the cutting board that had stuff glued onto it? Yeah,
yep.
Sure is.
We actually are.
We have made our money back on that $2. I think nobody was going to buy that weird situation at the thrift store. It was a risk because that crock could have totally broke, but you can't see the crock now. It's buried.
I think we're down to like 2 or 3 thrifted projects in the garage
that are not painted.
Yeah,
I feel like you and I have been really conscious about it because we have a barn full.
But the barn is even not like, those are like mostly big furniture.
Yeah. It's not things that are listed on the website. It's just like things that we'll get around to it someday.
And one of them is a dresser that we've been meaning to put in the closet for Jack.
Yeah, but I might put him in Odelia's old room. So.
All right.
I'm circling, but my brush is almost completely dry. By then, they're still sitting out front. I don't know.
I wouldn't sweat it. Sometimes people just park there so they're not texting and driving.
Our house, we can see everything that goes on the street. We got big picture windows and windows in our doors, so we always know what's going on in the neighborhood.
No one's sneaking up on us, that's for sure.
Nope. Well, we can't see. We got cameras that can see too. All right. How do you like that?
Well, that looks good.
I'm going to keep going on the sides, and then we're done. Are you cleaning up so you can bring everything over?
Yep. It's kind of picking up a little so I can fit it all over here.
It's been frosty here, but okay. It's been about 16 degrees. So that's Celsius, which is like 40-ish here, right?
Yeah, I think
16, I can't remember. My brain only works in Fahrenheit, and it only works in Celsius when we're actually in England visiting. So I never remember.
I'm going to put this Santa back here.
Now the Santa, all I did was paint the bird's butt. Not really a whole lot there. I just knew when we bought it that it was exact color of Queen Bee and that I could fix it easy. If I got to mix a color or paint a bunch of stuff, I'm probably going to repaint the whole thing, but that didn't need to be repainted. Okay. I used up the last little bit of paint in here. I'm going to have to get some more. Now this color is plum pudding, and then I used white linen for a dry brush and some shading. And it also picked up all the like chippy paint finish underneath, which I think is fun. It does have a scuff there that I'm going to get off. I always like to keep magic erasers on hand because they are invaluable when stuff gets scuffed. Like that globe had big white scuffs on it, and I just used the magic eraser on it.
All right, are you ready for me to panic? Can you tell me? I can't see what I'm seeing, so.
Yeah, I think they're good. I'm going to grab Cortrina's globe here.
All right.
Okay, don't forget that we have our Black Friday sale going on at JamieRayVintage.com. I'll drop one more link for you. All the sales are easy across the front of the website, but we've got 30% off of IOD. We've got 20% off all of our stencils, off of some of our papers, and 25% off of milk paint. Can we see a close-up? I don't know if we can get close.
I can't
Can
zoom
you
in
bring
with
this
that.
close? They want to see this. Said it looks brown. It's like a, oh, that is my Sam's Club order.
I'll bring it close. It's probably because it's gloomy outside. We've got like threat of winter storm all for like the next 2 days. But
it's not brown. It's like
in sunlight, this is going to be like a nice purple.
All right. Hey, JamieRayVintage.com. If you're buying IOD and you want to get on sale, this is the Fairy Tale Floral Transfer. Zeb used the monogram stencil that's on special for Black Friday. It's also a new release.
I also use the shipping label one.
We also use the shipping label, and then he used the Nutcracker. Nutcrackers are trending if you didn't know. So if you're a maker and you're going to be reselling stuff, that Nutcracker stencil is going to be.
Or if you just want to look like you're on top of the trends.
Yeah, and then we use DIY paint and milk paint. So if you like this video, please hit share, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to Jamie Ray Vintage for more
DIY
and thrifting. We'll see you guys next episode, which is tomorrow for Waste Not Wednesday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time.
You know, if this doesn't sell, I'm probably just going to go get a bunch of juniper off the property and fill it up. Like I'll cut some little like 18-inch length